Okay, now the next point we want to look at is the walking tools. What do you really need to walk? And one of the things I find is just keep it simple. So what do you really need? Nothing. You just need yourself. There's no excuse to get out and not walk. If you want to go for a walk, then go for a walk. You don't need any special shoes particularly. You don't need any special clothing. But if you want to get fancy, then you can get into these other aspects. If you want to monitor how fast or how long you go, you can get a pedometer. A pedometer measures how far you actually travel. It also measures how many steps you take. It can measure your heart rate and all that sort of stuff if you get a fancy one. You can have walking dumbbells or small weights, as we mentioned before, as a walking tool. You can have an iPod or an iPod Shuffle or just an MP3 player with some pace music, some mood music, or just some audio just to give you a bit of an emotional trip as you're walking along. And you might have a storybook. You might have an audio book. So you might be interested in reading a book, but you haven't got time to actually pick it up and read. Well, put it into audio format instead and have it read to you. In other words, an audiobook reads to you as you walk along. You're killing two birds with one stone. You may need a hat and some shoes and some cool clothes because as you do walk along, you do seem to get a bit of a sweat and it is rather hot. So a hat is a good idea if you're walking in the sun. And great shoes. You want to make sure you have comfy shoes, otherwise you can get sore feet. Just remember though, it is a luxury, not necessarily a necessity. You can walk in bare feet if necessary. I find walking in bare feet really, really de-stressing as well. Walking with your sand between your toes, or kicking your toes up along grass. It's just really nice. Sometimes even walking on gravels and that sort of thing is very stimulating. Don't forget the nerves through your whole body also go through your feet as well. So by walking barefoot, it also helps massage your feet and all the organs in your body through their nerve points in your feet as well. As you're walking along, don't forget you're going to get thirsty. So you might want to have a water bottle. Now, I say a water bottle, what do you put in it? Is it some sort of cordial, some sort of milk or other drink? No. I would suggest the best drink to have is simple water. And if you want to get a little bit fancy, maybe add a couple of pinches of salt, because as you do walk along, you can lose a little bit of salt through your body. And whether it's electrolytes or anything like that, well, that's up to you. However, it's important that you do have some sort of water intake as you're going along. Especially long walks, half an hour or more, it's great to just sip on water to keep yourself hydrated. There is heaps and heaps of music if you want a great walking tool to set the pace. And that is a lot of that on internet radio, as I mentioned before, or an MP3 player, and just have your own pre-recorded set there as well. Now the next aspect of walking is the time of day. What time of day should you walk? What is best? Well, it depends on what you want to achieve. Walking in the morning is fantastic for weight loss. And that is as soon as you wake up, you have a drink of water with some lemon squeezed into it and maybe a couple of pinches of salt, and you get out and you go for a walk for half an hour or an hour, and that helps remove all the toxins from your body and lose weight as well. Mid-morning. If it's mid-morning to midday, you're really going out to achieve something, and you might be kicking up a bit of a sweat if it's in the middle of the day. But that could be fine too. It really depends on what you want. The afternoon is great for an afternoon stroll, where you can just meander or saunter between places just for the sake of checking things out, going here and going there, and you might have a bit of a routine where it's cooler in the afternoon and you're going to check things out. Well, that's fantastic. It is a lot of fun walking in the afternoon or the early evening. Just remember that first thing in the morning is great for weight loss because you're removing all the toxins from your skin and your body and your whole system, and you're flushing it out. So have a nice couple of big drinks of water, go for a nice walk for an hour, and you'll notice the difference after a week or so. Mind you, if you do a bit of a routine and you do want to walk at a certain time of day, then try and make it the same time of day each day, because it's going to set a routine. Now, walking we sometimes put off because it's very difficult to get out and make our mind up that, yeah, we're too busy for this and too busy for that, and sometimes we can put walking off as well. But getting out and doing a stroll or some sort of meaningful routine walk every day at the same time is a lot easier to achieve. Another thing is, if you work in an office, it is great to get out at lunchtime and just set your own pace at lunchtime and go for a walk for half an hour. You might get a little bit hot and sweaty, but if you cool down and walk in the shade at the end of it and have some nice hydration at the end, then you'll be sweet as well. Which brings us on to the next aspect, and that's mobility. Now, not all of us are able-bodied people. We not all have 4 limbs, and we don't all have 2 legs. So walking can be a little bit of a chore or a different challenge for people with mobility issues. And you've heard the term disabled bantered around a lot. You might be missing a limb, but there's still no reason why you can't get out and enjoy the great outdoors or just go walking for general fitness. And I've seen a lot of people with crutches, 1 leg and crutches, get out and about. Now, admittedly, I've got 2 legs, and it's very hard for me to get out in there and lecture you or say so. However, if other people can do it and walk around and enjoy what they do, then there's no reason why you too can't. You might have minimal movement in your legs. You might have some sort of other underlying disease or ailment. Well, then there's still no reason why you can't get out and enjoy a nice stroll. It's important that you get out and move. And that's what this is all about. Walking is movement, and it is enjoying where you are, the scenery around you, the people you walk with, and the fact that you can get out and just enjoy yourself. And that's what walking is all about. Now, if you're stuck in a wheelchair, there's still no reason you can't get out and move and go for a stroll or a push around the local park or the local street. Getting out and about is all what we're talking about here. It's about health. Health and living, getting out and enjoying life, how it is for you as well. It's all about movement. Now let's have a look at the second last point, which is body chemicals. As we walk, we consider that our body gives us different types of chemicals and chemical reactions. Do you feel good when you walk? Do you release endorphins and serotonin? Are you out of breath all the time? Are you even sick and you don't feel as though you can get out and walk? Well, I'm here to tell you that walking is fantastic for your overall health. Here are the aspects that I believe are very important. Walking does make you feel good, and even if you don't feel good at the time, afterwards you will feel good because blood is circulating around your body. It really helps because it helps oxygenate your whole body. It gives you life and vitality. Now, endorphins are released, and they're the little happy juice things that run around your body once you get joy in you, and they're endorphins which are released from your body, from your brain, and serotonin as well, and they make you happy. So when you walk, you will get these 2 chemicals released, and it is very important for your overall health that you have these running around your little body. You might be out of breath. If you're out of breath and you're struggling to breathe, well then start small. Start on a short walk. Don't push yourself, just go slow and increase the pace and length of the walk as you go along. And there's nothing wrong with starting on a short walk. It's very important, in fact, not to push yourself at first, but to build up and get stronger and stronger as you go along. Now, here's the next point, which a lot of people don't quite get. Now, if you're feeling sick, it's important to rest. But it's also very important to get out and get some fresh air into you, and I suggest walking at your own pace without pushing your body too fast. But walking is very important if you feel sick. If you have a head cold or a chest cold, it's important that you bounce your chest up and down just to help loosen up any phlegm or mucus you might have there. If you do this, it will help release all these things, stir it up, and you can spit it out like you should. So if you feel sick, get out, go for a walk, and you will feel a lot better afterwards. Right, which brings us on to the final point. One of the final points which everyone should walk for and a lot of people forget about is the final point is fun. You're getting out and you're doing something different. You're getting out and you're enjoying yourself. You can form a good habit. You can have fun by exploring here and there. You can do fundraising activities where if you walk so many kilometres or miles that someone could sponsor you and you could generate some funds for your local charity as well. It could be a great challenge. And I challenge by I mean this by, if you have a certain time limit that you want to reach so many kilometres in, like you're walking 2 kilometres and you want to reach there within, let's say, a minute or 2 minutes or whatever it might be, well then you'd be really pushing yourself. But if you start off slow and increase the challenge as you go along, well then that will make it all more exciting. That the next day you might move a little bit faster. And yes, I beat my time limit by so many minutes. Or yes, I beat my time limit by so many seconds. Especially if you have a set routine that you walk. And it might be around your block. It might be through a certain path through the bushland or forest areas. If you do this, then you will realise that setting yourself a little challenge just adds to the fun. And if you're doing bushwalking and you're exploring here and there, then do you not see that as fun? Do you not see that as getting out and about and just not staying within your 4 walls? Not even realising it, a lot of people can get cabin fever, if I could say that, where you're stuck inside for too long. And sometimes it's just good to get out and see different things, especially if you're feeling a little bit depressed. Then get outside, go for a walk. I don't care if it's snowing outside. Put some warm clothes on and go for a walk. If it's stinking hot outside, well then put the right attire on, a nice big hat, get a nice big drink bottle and go for a walk. Just get out and do something different. So, we've said that you can look at walking as a fun thing, and people say, yeah, that's not exactly fun because it's exercise. But exercise really is there for fun as well. Make these things fun, and it is so much more important, and you will just enjoy it so much more. There are some great inspirational examples as well, and I'll give a couple of websites for you as well, where people who don't have full limbs or full use of their limbs get out and walk, and they might have a bit of a challenge here and there, but they get out and make a difference in their life, and there's really no reason why you can't get out and enjoy your life walking as well. Walking for life is the massive benefit. It really highlights your time that you can get out, explore, see different things, and just look around you. Life is there to live, not to stay inside and not do anything. If you have a look around me, you'll see a nice lake. Some aspects where it's got great walking paths. It's got a nice boardwalk. Now, you don't need all these things. You can just walk down a simple pathway. You can walk along a park with nothing else around you except for a street. My point is that getting out and walking does you so much good. I'm really excited for you and what walking can do. I really hope you have the opportunity and the chance, the inclination to get out and walk and just enjoy your life. Right, the answer to last week's question about what chemicals in the body are released when you exercise are endorphins and serotonin. These two really help elevate your happiness levels and allow you to move and just enjoy things. So endorphins, which make you happy, and serotonin is released, which open up the aspects to allow you to get out and do different things. They're the two things which are released. I hope you enjoy them and allow yours to flow freely when you exercise. This week's question is, what is the formula for sea salt? What are the 2 components of sea salt? And it's quite simple, however, not everyone knows it, and I really hope you do because it's very exciting to get this right. What 2 elements are found in sea salt? Next week we're going to be talking about fats, oils. What fats and oils are good for you and what fats and oils are not good for you. We're going to be talking about trans fats, saturated fats, and unsaturated fats. There are so many myths about this thing, and a lot of people have their own opinion, but what is the truth about it? What do the experts really say, and how it can affect your body? It's going to be a great show. I hope you can stay tuned. Till next time, take care, get out and walk, enjoy the sunshine, and just have a lot of fun. I'm Healthy Dave for My Health and Living. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Till next time, bye-bye.